Welcome to El.Judge TV, where I'm your host, El.Judge, and of course, this is my TV. Now, this one here today, man, this is going to be very interesting because I've had some people ask me about this here, and I didn't feel like really going into the situation, but I have done videos on something similar to this. But man, let's jump right on into it, man. Let's see what we're getting at. And if we have technical difficulties, hey man, let's just let it roll, let it roll, let it roll.
Humankind has always had a fascination with the idea of secret societies.
Yes.
From the Freemasons to the Illuminati, there is a certain allure to the idea that, behind the scenes of our everyday life, there are powerful forces at work, pulling the strings,
Absolutely.
privy to knowledge beyond our wildest dreams. They operate just under the surface of our civilization. Their motives and aims are enigmatic and inscrutable. One such secret society concerns a shadowy group of 9 mysterious men, charged with guarding ancient secrets about the mysteries of the universe and protecting us from potentially destructive knowledge which could be misused. Operating in secrecy, they silently watch and accrue ever more potent secrets, all the while hidden from our view. These are the 9 unknown men. The Secret Order of 9, or Novem Ordo Secretum, as it is known in Latin, was founded in ancient times when it was realized that mankind was apt to use scientific and technological knowledge for the
Okay. Let's shut this down for a second right here. You see, a few years back, well, years ago, we were um we were in an uproar. Those people who are of the spiritual community, we were in an uproar because they were telling us that there are angelic beings out there who are giving these people information that they should not have, and we knew that they took an oath to not give that information. But some of them did give that information for their own benefits. Now, this is what happens when you become too physical and you become human, and you start to separate yourself from the divine intelligence, and you start to walk away from your disciplines. Let's continue, and then let me tell you. No, let's continue.
purpose of evil and destruction. The 9 highest scientists on the planet at the time vowed to create a secret brotherhood dedicated to protecting humanity by keeping scientific and technological knowledge away from all people who would use it for the purposes of annihilation and death. The Secret Order of 9 accumulated all the knowledge in the world which could be used for destruction in order to keep it secret and safe from those who would misuse it for nefarious ends. The Secret Order of 9 scientists also further.
I'm sorry, I gotta stop again. Now, I've often talked about the 9 cosmic deities. When I talk about the 9 cosmic deities, I'm talking about the nine, I guess you would call spirits, or the 9 elements that existed within the darkness of the Holy Mother, and somehow they overlapped and came together. This is where the mystery comes in at. Somehow or another, these 9 cosmic deities, that's what they refer to them as, they came together and they brought forth the first awareness, the first consciousness, one would say. Now, what if each one of these 9 represent one of those 9 elements? We've always had the story of the 9. Even in the sororities, some of the sorority sisters, they have the divine 9, or the 9 divine, something like that. And as above, so below. But let's continue.
Pursue research and knowledge that would benefit humanity instead of destroy it. The 9 trusted disciples of science were each entrusted with a book containing all of humanity's accumulated and ever-growing knowledge in a certain field. The keeper of each book would add to, revise, and perfect it, and this duty would be passed down to the select chosen few throughout the centuries. It is believed by some that the Nine have even unlocked the secrets of immortality and have managed to retain their positions for eternity. There were to always be only 9 of them, no more and no less, and they were to remain obscured from the world. They were to avoid all dealings with politics and mainstream science, and instead, they had to remain hidden in the shadows.
Are any of you getting that Azaziel vibe? Yeah, you know how Azaziel came down here and he taught the people about how to make weapons with iron and metals, and taught women how to doggone disguise themselves by putting on makeup, giving the people something that they weren't supposed to have at that time, and corrupting the spirit of man. Let's continue.
In order to conceal their communications, the 9 unknown men were said to have created their own language, which was incomprehensible to anyone outside of the Order. They would serve as keepers and guardians of the hidden knowledge contained within their ever-expanding books. They have remained obscured from the world, yet always observing, witnessing the rise and fall of entire civilizations, never to interfere or play an active role, except in times when humanity was in dire need of help. The subjects of these 9
Same oath as the angels. The angelic ones, they say that they are not to interfere with the will of man. But as a result, some have sacrificed themselves to help man along his path because we have made bad decisions. Now, when you're dealing with beings like this here, although they may, when we're dealing with stuff, with everything exists in the mental, physical, and the spiritual, the unseen, the seen, and the force. These beings right here, they are what you would call immortals. They leave when they choose to leave. But they have their own, the divine intelligence, see, which is the only intelligence. The divine intelligence had enough intelligence to be like, you know what? I'm not going to place this all in one. He said, I'm going to give each one of them a specific lane and let them master that so that they will be perfect in whatever studies they have. Now, when you're dealing with the 9, what you're dealing with the balance of 4, you're dealing with the 8, the affinity. But this is the balance of it. You got your 4 agreeables or you got your 4 disagreeables. That agreeable, disagreeable, that could mean divine feminine, divine masculine energy, however you want to put it. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It is a just is thing. But if they're giving out things that they're not supposed to do and they're breaking oaths, it's no telling what's going on behind the scenes. Some of them have been compromised. I guarantee you.
Various books cover a range of topics, disciplines, and knowledge, much of which the general public still does not possess to this very day. The first book deals with techniques of propaganda and psychological warfare, the science of manipulating mass opinions and sculpting the attitudes of society at large, which has long been thought to be among the most dangerous of sciences. The second book deals with the science of human physiology, an equally dangerous field outlining such things as how to create poisons, kill more efficiently, ways to manipulate pressure points, and indeed how to kill with a mere touch. The third book delves into the science of microbiology, with its vast potential to create and manipulate microbes that could save or wipe out mankind, as well as more beneficial microbes for medicinal purposes. The fourth book is on the subject of alchemy, namely the transmutation of metals, a power which is used to explain the sudden influx of gold, which has led to economic instability at various points in time. The fifth book delves into the subject of communication, including methods for which to communicate with extraterrestrials. The sixth book is all about the secrets of gravity, including ways in which to levitate and make anti-gravity aircraft like UFOs. In the seventh book, there is said to be a vast, exhaustive amount of information on cosmology and the workings of the universe, including allegedly the secrets of faster-than-light travel, how to bend space and time, travel between dimensions, and travel through time.
Travel through dimensions, travel through time, how to bend light and sound. Angels, angle, like an angle, bending at an angle. That's what these beings are known as. Now, many of them, they have the ability to probably manifest in the physical. I do not know. But these are these are thought patterns and understandings, collective understandings that exist within beings because these beings are a representation of this certain knowledge. Even if you do not see them in the physical, they still exist. And like I said, listening to some of the things that they said that they have mastered in their studies, in their assigned studies, you know good and doggone well they've been leaking this information out. Dealing with pressure points and stuff on people. Come on, man, that's in martial arts. Dealing with propaganda. Your man Jadolf Nittler was almost a master at that, and we're dealing with propaganda right now. Oh no, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue.
The eighth book is said to be about sociology, and is said to include the immutable rules of the rise and fall of civilizations, as well as the secrets of how to predict the decline of society, and how to stop it or hasten it. The ninth and final book is about electromagnetism, the nature of electricity and light,
Book of the Spirit.
and includes methods on increasing or decreasing the speed of light, bending light to one's will, and using light to create weapons such as lasers. Although the knowledge of these books is supposedly kept totally secret from humanity, over the centuries there are said to have been leaks, which have gone on to account for a number of scientific and technological innovations throughout history. For instance, it is said that the development of aeronautics and mechanical flight, the development of the atomic bomb, the invention of the computer and internet, and numerous medical breakthroughs, among others, were all the result of information from the books of the nine unknown men, somehow leaking out or being released to the outside world. Indeed, it has long been believed that the nine unknown men intentionally released small amounts of information from their books at various points in history. They are also said to sometimes reveal themselves to those who they deem to be wise and worthy in order to share portions of the secrets and information they have.
When you're dealing with secret orders, martial arts, that's a secret society within itself. People get to higher degrees, then they get to meet the master. What was the movie? The Golden Child. What was that movie? Uh, uh, the grandson. I can't remember the name, but remember the dude. He kept looking for the master and stuff, and he kept trying to. He was going through different initiations, and man, and I gotta watch that movie again and look at the color scheme within that doggone movie. The Last Dragon. Yeah, that was it. But yeah, you know for a fact that some of these cats have been compromised and they have been getting that information out there, and from what I understand, there's weaponry out there that can erase people who are immortal. I'm just saying. And then here's the thing. These are beings who have been living throughout many lifetimes. We don't know how many times this planet have been destroyed. We honestly don't know how long we've been here. All we know is what we have evidence of, but we really don't know because there are worlds that once exist that have traces that have no traces of them whatsoever. They just return right back to the earth. Let's let this video wrap up.
Gathered over the centuries. Albert Einstein, Nikola Tesla, and Elon Musk are all said to have received visits from the 9 unknown men. In all of these cases, the innovations and genius they are known for were said to have been heavily influenced and informed by the secret knowledge kept by the 9 unknown men.
$369.
Vitalist triple power visibly reverses.
Now that was very interesting. And this explains the birth of AI. Someone realizing that they could build a artificial intelligence that has the ability to scan the known intelligence across the world and to map out and calculate its understanding and then give us information of the unknown at times. But it seems now that AI is being put in check. It's not giving you much of the unknown. It's starting to think twice about the information that it's giving you. Now, man, if you got something from this video, make sure you hit like. Make sure you hit subscribe. If you want me to do more videos like this here, say heck yes. Because man, it's a whole slew of stuff up in there. And of course, I come out of the schools of Dr. York, so this is old information on to me. You know what I'm saying? So whenever I watch the videos, I can just get up here and let y'all pick a video and we could break it down if you want, or just go to the Big Head Scientist on YouTube. But anyway, peace and blessings, man. I'm sorry for taking up your time because your time is valuable. But man, I did the best I could do. I'm out.